JJ, let's start with Alonso. Can't seem to figure it out on either side of the ball. Do you think that putting him at DH for some games would fix some of these problems?
Not a terrible idea. However, Pete Alonso needs to hit. Whether he's playing first base, whether he's the DH, whatever the case may be, he has been a total mess, CeeLo, since he came back from the wrist injury. Let's think about this for a minute. Middle of May, early June, we're talking about Alonso as an MVP candidate in the National League. Now he's hitting 204, for goodness sakes, and he's celebrating an opposite field single when he's 0 for 3, and if he doesn't get a hit, he's probably falling below the Mendoza line. So I don't know if it's necessarily the fielding struggles and then taking the hitting struggles out to the field, whatever the case may be. He needs to figure it out offensively. I'm not worried about position. Get out there every day, get your rips in, and figure it out for this Met team, because if they don't have Alonso at his best, they have no prayer.
Yeah, that's the key right there. So I think it's a combination of everything right now. If you want to throw him at DH for a game or two just for the sake of changing things up and trying to spark something, that's fine. But this guy, like a lot of other sluggers that also play the field, if you look at the numbers, it's a small sample size, but in his career as a DH, the numbers aren't as good as when he plays in the field. And we know this is a guy who has always taken great pride in his defense, right? When he first came up, it was, hey, probably he's going to project as a DH once the National League adopts it. And he's stuck to becoming a representative first baseman, and for the most part, outside of these recent struggles, he's been that guy. And the other thing is, who are you rushing to put out there in his place? Vientos, Canna. It's not like they have some stud first baseman waiting in the wings. So if you're talking about trying to jumpstart Pete, maybe get a little bit of a versatility in the lineup where you can mix and match a little bit, that's one thing. But the bottom line is he's got to figure out a way to hit, whether he's DH, whether he's at first base, whether he's kicking balls or not. They need his offense in a bad way right now.
Yeah, Alonso was the MLB home run leader. Now he's had 6 home runs since Memorial Day. Memorial Day was a long time ago, guys. It's almost August. Well, Jose Quintana didn't have a bad debut. 5 innings, 2 earned runs, 3 strikeouts, no walks. He did take the loss, not necessarily his fault. What do you make of his debut?
I thought it was solid. I mean, I think if this is the kind of start that you're going to get consistently from Quintana, that's kind of what you signed up for. Back end of the rotation guy, short-term deal, veteran with some experience. You'd like to see him work a little deeper into the games as you move along. But first start back, that they're going to be keeping an eye on his pitch count. He's not going to go too deep in the games. But, if you're going to get 5-6 innings, couple of runs, and he's not going to be putting a ton of guys on base, no walks, I thought was encouraging for the first start. So I thought that there was a lot to like about what you saw from him in his first start of the year.
Very solid, and it has you wondering what the Met team might have looked like if they had Jose Quintana doing his thing in the back half of the rotation, because we know what the Met record is. When they have a starter that goes 6+ innings, they've been a really good team this year. The problem is that has not happened enough, and I know Quintana only went 5. Low pitch count, you hit on it, CeeLo. They're going to baby him those first couple of starts, but he kept the team in the game. The stuff got better as the start went along, and now you kind of wonder, is Jose Quintana going to be a guy that's going to help the New York Mets in August and September? Or is Jose Quintana maybe a guy they dangle if they go and make trades if they're not happy where they're at in about a couple of days?
Yeah, it's impressive stuff. He hasn't pitched an MLB game since last September, so a really long time there. And another blow for the Mets. They placed Starling Marte on the 10-day IL with migraines. Our Andy Martino reports New York is calling up Mark Vientos from AAA. He hit 178 with a home run and 5 RBIs in 16 games with the Mets earlier this year. JJ, what kind of impact are you expecting from the rookie in his second go-round with the Mets?
Well, Niki, I want to see him play more. That's what it boils down to. Now you look at the Mets, Tommy Pham might miss some time with an injury. He left today's game. Starling Marte, you just said it a few moments ago. He's dealing with migraines. That's problematic. So all of a sudden, CeeLo, there are opportunities for Mark Vientos. And if the Mets go and make trades, let's say in a week or so, then I want to see Vientos play every day. And can he duplicate those very impressive and very gaudy offensive numbers that he had at Syracuse?
Yeah, they haven't married together yet, but like you said, the playing time's been minimal. The at-bats hasn't been the consistency that he's grown accustomed to at the minor league level. What you hope is he's not going to become one of these quadruple A players, right, where he kills it at AAA, and when he comes up to the big leagues, he doesn't have quite the same production. But giving him a longer runway to find out, a larger sample size, maybe a week of playing consistently, consistent at-bats, maybe you get a better feel for what he can be at the big league level.